Okay, so a couple things that you need to look at when you're doing factoring is you need to look at the factors of 36. See, let's see. Organize my space better. Okay, so we need the two middle term. We need the two factors of 36. The add to give us negative 12x. Okay, so when C is positive, or when that 36 is positive, and that middle one's negative, they're both going to be negative factors. So let's put all the factors of 36. See, a negative times a negative is a positive, but a negative plus a negative, I call it the product sum chart. Obviously, those two don't add together to give me negative 12, so go to the next two. Okay, if I add those, I get negative 20. So that's out. We got negative 3 and negative 12. Add those together. Hey, that's negative 15. That's not right either. Negative 4 times negative 9. We're getting closer. That's negative 13. And then negative 6 and negative 6. They call this a perfect square trinomial. And it says check it for each one of them. So I finally found negative 6x, x minus 6. First, outer, inner, last, so that's x squared minus 12x. Or you could put x minus 6 squared to get fancy. Okay, not all trinomials can factor. Okay, so draw. So we get x minus 9. I made a product sum chart. That's the way I teach it. It's like I just went ahead and made the list here. check it. First, outer, inner, last. First, outer turns, multiply the inner turns, last. Checkaroo. Okay. They call this the difference of squares, or DOS for short. And this only works for perfect squares. So the square root of 100, which means what number times itself is 100. 100 squared is 100. And smooth, man. Alright. We got 6 squared is 36. And the difference of squares always is plus minus. It's because, like, there's no x term. Okay? So if we talk about standard form, it looks something like this. Okay, so it's like trying to find out, it's like 0x. So that's why it's always going to be plus minus. And all you do is (10x) and 10x. See, that's 100x. We need negative 36. I mean, I don't think you want to see the long way. Do I show you the long way? I don't know. Alright, check it. This proves to you why so it'd be 100x squared, 10x times negative 6, 6 times 10x, 60x, last. So you can see those canceled. See, it works. Okay, do I show you I show it with the box? Alright, I can do this. Okay. Alright, let me pause it and think about it for a second. Okay, here's the box way. We need... So, when it's a perfect square trinomial, it's easy to find, like, the area of this. Okay, and then think about the area of this one. What would have to go up there and there? So this is how you do difference of squares with the box method. Is, hey, I know 100x squared. Well, I know this piece and this piece. Okay, I know that's 10 by 10. Okay, think about how to get negative 36. Well, we need to know this little piece. So you can see that, negative 6 would be the length of that. And then the length of this would be positive 6. And check out how it works. You get negative 60x. Then you get 60x. There you get that 0x that you're looking for. And there you have it. The box method, difference of squares. Alright, that's enough. Okay, write an expression for the figure, for the perimeter of the figure. Okay, well the first thing is step one is we got to find out, the length and width. Okay, so the way I look at it is like we factor left and we factor up. That's the way I look at it is 2x squared and 5x. Well, what do they have in common? They only have that x there. So if that's x, this has to be 2x. Okay, now, what's x times what is 5x? Well, that means from here to here, you'd add 5 to 2x. Okay, so it's kind of like we factored up. What can go into 5 and 20? 5. Okay. 2x times what's negative 8x? Well, it would have to be negative 4. And again, what can you factor out of negative 20 and negative 8? Negative 4. Why's it got to be negative? Because the length of from here to here is 2x. 2x. So 2x times negative 4. Alright, perimeter. 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. The length of the rectangle is 2x plus 5. The width, I always call that the right side. So we're going to do 2 times the length plus 2 times the width 4x plus 10 plus 2x minus 8 . Okay, write two expressions for the area of the figure. And those are square units. If you look at it this way, that could be if you look at it like that, that could be the width, and that'd be the length. So, those are expressions for, let me pause the video and highlight answers for the answer key. For area, I like, units squared, but I think that's just going to confuse you. Okay, the sum of a and b. So again, we're adding polynomials. And if you get a worksheet, we're saying a and negative 1x squared minus 8x are the same. And we're saying b is identical to negative 3x plus 11. So we're going to replace it. If you look on a state test, they always use parentheses. Don't think multiply though. Just because I'm using parentheses does not mean multiply. We got that addition sign there. negative x squared okay, product means multiply. Product means multiply. Negative x squared. I drew it too close to that line. I don't want to ruin a pen, so. So negative x squared minus 8x. So negative times negative, that's a positive. 3x to the third. And you can't see that. So you had to eat 24x squared. Add those two together, you get 13x squared. It says take b and square it. That'd be 9x squared minus 33x. See, it's making a perfect square. No, it can't make a perfect square trinomial. It doesn't work with find the y-intercept. Typo. F of x, I'll fix it before I print them for y'all. You will never get y-intercept wrong if you always do make the other variable 0. You'll get it every time. I'm going to do 0 minus 5 squared. 2 times negative 5 is the base squared. Y'all know I show too much work. So f of 0 is 56. 0.56 to get a 4. Okay, f of negative 3. Be negative 8 squared. 2 times 64. A farmer buys a tractor for that much money. We're going to have to definitely let you use a calculator here. A farmer buys a tractor at $54,250. The value of the tractor depreciates in value by 8.5% each year. Write an exponential function where v is the value of the tractor and y is the number of years. That's kind of strange. Okay, so A is the initial value. So A is 54,250. Common ratio B. How do we find that? If we do 100% of 54,250, we get 54,250. And then we're adding 8.5% to that. Okay, so 100 minus 0.85 be what, 91.5? Okay, so B would be percent, means per 100. That's what 91.5% means. So that means move the decimal back 2 places. The amount of the tractor is the initial. Times Okay, so all right, give me a second to queue up the calculator. It's telling us y is 15 years. So 54,250 times to the 15th power. The value would be approximately 14,000